All right, we are back on Radio Row once again with PHLY. And, you know, you come to these league events, Zach, there are some people you hope to see. They make you happy. And Hayden Winks is one of those people. Bang! From Underdogs. Unfortunately, Josh Norris is also here. Josh, how are you?
I am so glad to be here with the most interesting man in football, Zach Berman.
Zach Berman, that's right. Yeah.
I appreciate that. My favorite name of a company is Underdogs.
Love it.
Yeah, you know, do you guys pay him because he has a book called Underdogs?
Guys, I got to be honest.
Do you?
You
guys
get a kickback?
Kind
of got me through COVID in a way where I have no affiliation to the Philadelphia Eagles.
But all those bottles of ivermectin I sent you?
As you all know, double vax, thank you very much. As you guys know, I would just randomly jump into your chat and talk and want to be around the duo that I'm sitting in front of. So whenever we get to do this in person and not just be internet pals, I absolutely love it.
I appreciate it, although I have a bone to pick. Last year at the Super Bowl, Bo and Shield got the invite to the bus.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in my room there watching it, and I'm like, I felt like I was in high school again, and Joy was at a party I wasn't invited to. Right?
I feel like if we invited you on the bus, we'd be drafting like memoirs or something. And I've never read one in my entire life.
Fair enough. Guilty as charged there.
Yeah. Hayden, what's new with you?
Not a whole lot. Got married.
What are you guys doing here? Congratulations.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. Hey, that was 2 years ago.
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, it feels new. That's a good sign, right?
Since we last spoke.
Have you taken your honeymoon yet?
Maybe a couple months. Maybe I'm taking it slow.
Okay. All right. You're playing it slow. You don't want to. Come
He's literally 32 wide receivers deep in prospect evaluations.
Yeah, I'm in prospect.
So he's not
mode.
taking a. He's not taking a vacation.
Tell us what you think about these guys.
What position do we have a?
Well, you said wide receiver. So
Okay. Well, Neighbors is the guy. That's the guy.
That's your guy.
Ooh. He's the guy.
More than Marvin
You're
Harrison.
on a Philadelphia podcast, you know. I just want to warn you.
Yeah.
Like Marvin Harrison Jr., St. Joseph's Prep, grew up in Abington. We can go on the whole thing here.
I think everyone knows how good Marvin Harrison is. I'm not sure if people are ready to put Malik Neighbors into that tier, though, all the way up there. I think that he's the best wide receiver prospect I've watched since doing this, which has been like 4 or 5 years. I think he's like Jamar Chase, the same exact burst, similar size profile, but he plays like A.J. Brown. He's not as thick as A.J. Brown. I know this is a high tier to get to, but the guy bounces off defenders, and I think he's going to run like 4 threes. And, yeah, I would draft him like 4th
and
or 5th.
he runs hot routes, guys.
So he's not eligible to play
for the Eagles don't want him.
Yeah, exactly.
He was number 2 on Devontae.
No use for that.
Yeah, he was number 2 on Devontae Smith's Heisman voting.
I'm sure you've talked about this 100 times. What is this feeling of the common ground that Sirianni and Kellen Moore are going to find? Because the offense is – I'm a huge fan of Kellen Moore, even though this is, his 3rd team in the last 3 years. To me, he set the blueprint for what Mike McCarthy followed this year in terms of, hey, we're going to work this player in the slot and work him out wide and work that in the intermediate and downfield portions and just create explosive plays off of that. And I actually think for the Eagles side of that, there's 2 players that can do that versus only having CeeDee Lamb that can operate in that way, only having Keenan Allen that could operate in that way. So I am highly intrigued of what he is going to do from a schematic standpoint of motions incorporated, personnel groupings incorporated versus, as you guys know, and as everyone out there knows, same 3 wide receiver sets, same static stuff, 2 by 2, and we're just going to run what we run, and then the defense knows what's going to happen. And working in the middle of the field. Working in the middle of the field is a big deal.
Is a big deal, and there's the question: is that more Jalen or is it more the offense?
We asked the same question,
and of course it's some combination of the 2. As for the question about like Kellen Moore and Nick Sirianni creating this offense, I mean the company line is that this is Kellen Moore's offense, and Nick is going to let him do that. I question how likely it is that Nick is going to be willing to be completely hands-off, but I think like from day 1 installs, it's going to be Kellen Moore's offense, and he's, it would be silly for him not to be bouncing ideas off of Nick Sirianni, right, and what some of these guys do well, but it's one of the great questions that we've been talking about all week is how are these new coaches going to get along with each other? I don't know the answer.
Well, I think the only thing, they'll get along with each other if they can pick up a blitz. That's kind of the key here, and Kellen Moore at Dak Prescott was like basically the best in the league.
They were very good against the blitz.
Basically the best in the league, and if they get that figured out, I think they'll probably get along.
They also need a little bit of help at wide receiver, which is silly to say because they've got maybe one of the best tandems in the league. But tell me as you're going through these guys, who's like a round 3, round 4, round 5 guy that you like?
Who is better than Quez Watkins?
Or Julio Jones. Julio Jones not coming back?
Julio's coming. Zach still thinks he has not yet cleared concussion protocol, but Zach believes that he is coming.
Goodness, I mean, the audacity for someone to admire the career that Julio Jones has had.
Different thing.
like
totally different
this
thing.
bold take that Julio Jones is this
I
great
saw Jerry Rice at the
receiver.
Senior Bowl. I didn't think the Eagles should have signed him.
It's like goodness for the amount of times we focus on some esoteric player. Julio Jones comes in. It's like, oh,
How
Julio
dare
Jones
you.
is
Zach
never-
loved Randy Moss's Titans years.
Not bad, right?
And Julio Jones is Titan years.
That's true. I forgot about those.
Do you have a
Jerry
mid-round guy
Rice's
that you like?
Seattle Seahawks
Yes.
years.
He's probably sneaking into round 1, but the guy that I loved was Ladd McConkey. I mean, this dude, he's going to get all the comps, the Edelmans and the Wes Welkers. Everyone thinks he's going to be a slot receiver. Well, at Georgia, he was running double moves. He can run the post routes. He was winning contested catches. I think he's going to run faster than people think. Sneaky athlete alert. And he can probably play inside or outside. And I think that there's a chance that he might end up going round 1. I thought he was the best, pure route runner. Obviously, wide receivers, it's a lot more than that. Just how big and fast you are matters a bunch. But pure route running, tempo, all that stuff, I thought Ladd McConkey was the best, and I've gone through about 15 of them.
Since I'm on your show, I get to pick your brain, right? Do you think that Howie's ideas of how to build a roster apply defensively in 2024, where now the most efficient and effective passes on offense are over the middle of the field? And Howie is very good at his job, but something he has lived by is obviously not investing much in the spine of the defense, whether that takes linebackers, safeties, all that stuff. Do you think he's very smart, obviously? Do you think he will change based on the Shanahan's, McVay's, and how this tree just continues to expand?
I did ask him at his end-of-season press conference, did the way that this season played out and the overinvestment in the defensive line and their underperformance change the way that you sort of think about roster building? And his answer was, we believe in Nakobe Dean.
Oh, okay.
I would say that the answer to that question is to just look where
go ahead.
is to look where the cap dollars are allocated around the league, and how he looks at it, like the delta between a stud defensive lineman in the first round and then what you pay that guy on the open market compared to the delta between if you hit on a linebacker in the first round and then what you pay on the open market, it's night and day there, right? So he's not against drafting a linebacker. He took Davion Taylor in the third round. He missed. Took Nakobe Dean in the third round. We'll see. But it's just a matter of they need to identify the right ones.
I think the real question is, how much juice does Vic Fangio have coming into the building? I imagine he has a lot of juice, and he's not going to want to go out there with Nakobe Dean and Zach Cunningham as his week one linebackers. And so I think that they're going to make some kind of investment in the spine of the defense. My guess, my supposition is it's like a free agent safety, and then using some mid-round draft capital.
Right, because they basically tried to pull every lever, right? Like they went for the Shaq Leonard signing, then the trade for, even before that, for Kevin Byard, and then he is almost certainly going to get cut because of the
cap ramifications.
And so is it every year just the turnover here, and you hope these veterans that come in can hit the ground running and so on and so forth, rather than...
And that sort of is it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if we
and look, who am I to question this team that is one of the great winning organizations? But then, again...
You sound like him.
Yes.
2024 is very different than even 2018 with how offenses are being run and how the middle of the field is just being exploited over and over and over again. And Howie, very intelligent, has built multiple different styles of teams. I just wonder, maybe part of it is, hey, our offense doesn't attack the middle of the field. Why should our defense protect at the same time?
That's right.
I do think at the start of free agency last year, or let's say around the time of the Combine, they thought they would have a better chance of re-signing C.J. Gardner-Johnson and letting James Bradbury walk.
Yep.
And I think that what C.J. wanted in free agency was beyond what they were willing to spend. What they thought Bradbury was going to get in free agency was actually less than what they thought. His market came back to them. If they had to do that over again, I think they probably would have spent more for C.J. and not kept Bradbury.
All right, let's have a little fun.
Oh, okay.
Let's do a little draft, maybe a 2-round draft, snake down and back. Zach's a big Vegas guy, okay? And
this is my first time in Vegas.
What do you think?
Really? Did you just get here?
Yeah, last night.
Okay, so it's still early. All right, you've seen this.
You've had
I think people
8
are
seconds
built
of being
different
outside.
here. I mean, just walking by a bar this morning at 7 a.m., it was ashtray, beer, coffee. and playing slot machine while sitting at the bar. So
And that was just Zach on his way to the show.
my thing, Zach, is I don't know if I understand how to experience Las Vegas, because it's a maze to even get outside any of these places, and
Yes.
and I also don't know how to play casino games, any of that stuff. So I'm just a novice at all. I need to stay out with you till like 9 p.m., I guess.
9 p.m. is generous.
Well, he also can't go outside, so the summer in Vegas
Right.
toasted. So
I mean,
yeah.
this is his
Rock and a
prime
hard
right here.
place.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do a Super Bowl locations draft.
Oh,
Okay.
goodness.
So down and back, Zach will let you have the first pick. Oh no, maybe Josh
Yeah,
should have
let's
the first pick.
let-
Have the guest have the first
Oh,
pick.
man. Okay.
And this is for you specifically. You're not Roger Goodell. You're Josh Norris.
I know, let me be clear. I know it is going to be cold, first off, but to me, there is no better downtown centralized experience than a place we all know and love, and that is Indianapolis, where
This is a tough 101.
That is 1-1.
I think of the combine,
Indianapolis,
how
1-1?
much we enjoy it. I'm not saying for
What
all the
a
peripheral
reach.
pieces. We're going to be working the entire time
Yeah,
anyways.
but you could have got that at
we
at
would've given
2-8.
that,
What are we
yeah.
doing?
So we're going with Indianapolis, Indiana.
Read the board.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Well,
All right.
if I have the second pick, I'm going to go a little bit off the board. I want San Diego. We'll move the Chargers back there.
Okay.
It is
Love
just
that.
the best little downtown area. Weather's going to be
Is that
a
where you live?
positive. No, I live a
where
little
he
bit
wants
north
to
of
live.
it.
Okay.
But it is just the best.
So he
and-
wants a honeymoon.
Yeah, exactly. But the great downtown scene, better weather. You got the beaches, the whole thing that Josh is afraid of.
Yep.
The sun, but it's a gorgeous little town. It
What are you
doesn't.
afraid of more, the sun or like the water?
The sun.
The sun's a problem for this guy.
Very much. Yeah. SPF 60 if it surpasses, let's say, less than 27 clouds in the sky.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. All right, I like that. I like that one. I mean, I'm going to take the one that I think is like the consensus number one on the board.
Yeah.
I'm taking Nolly.
Yeah, that's
See,
one.
never been to New Orleans.
Yeah. I've been to New Orleans, loving New Orleans, great food, got a good infrastructure to host
Exactly.
host the Super Bowl. Give me New Orleans.
So now I'm
Now
going.
you get two.
Yeah. So
Snake.
I will go Vegas for the reason of.
This is you like you're looking to high five Tom Donahoe. You got this one. You got the guy you wanted.
Also similar to what Josh said, and as far as like a convention city.
Yeah.
Okay. You can walk everywhere. Hotels are affordable if you want them to be. You can find every type of food you could want. The airport's near. Like from a convenience perspective, you don't have to get in a car if you don't want to. Okay. You can get from place to place walking. The weather, not this week, but typically is going to be good. There's nonstop flights, and it can be affordable if you want it to be affordable. So I think Vegas is strong from a Super Bowl perspective because there are better cities, but if you're thinking about Super Bowl, logistics matter so much. Like San Francisco is so spread out, right? LA even is so spread out.
LA was awful.
Yeah, so you're trying to think
No offense.
logistically what makes sense.
Easy.
Okay, I like that.
Okay, your second pick.
And my second pick, so I'm going back and forth between. I'm gonna go with Tampa. Okay.
Oh.
And
You
I'm
love
saying
Tampa.
Shrine Game Central
no one
back in the day.
world
Wow.
loves Tampa as much as you love Tampa.
that is
We're more
erroneous.
St. Petersburg people.
I was
That's right.
I was gonna say Miami,
Shrine game,
but no, Tampa is very.
Actually, I
navigable.
take that back. E.J. Smith loves Tampa.
I'm gonna say Tampa's very navigable. It's I mean, actually, if I would want to take that back. I already said it. I already picked it. I can't. But
Turned in the
You
card.
want to go
no,
back to
because
Doha?
I was going back and forth between Miami and Tampa. The thing is, when it's in Miami, everything is so spread out.
Yep.
If like you're confined to South Beach or you're confined to Fort Lauderdale, it would be different. But if you're staying one place and things are going on 45 minutes away, it doesn't do you any
See,
good from a Super Bowl perspective.
I love Zach's brain because we're on this side of the
And we
table.
hope that it gets studied one day.
I mean, for real. We're not on the fan enjoyment side. We want ease of access.
Yes.
Yeah.
We want credential pickups.
Yeah, good
we
weather.
want where's the closest Starbucks.
Yep.
Which is walkable, right? We don't want everything spread out where you're stuck in traffic for 55 minutes and you miss things.
That's very true. How would you feel about Philadelphia hosting a Super Bowl?
I mean,
Could-
Philadelphia, it can host everything. Like,
Okay.
like to me, well, the World Cup's coming in 2026,
Yeah.
July 4th. in 2026, the 250-year anniversary of the United States, is going to be a quarterfinals game, potentially between the U.S. and England. I mean, come on.
I mean, that's like
that would be
far-fetched that it could be those two teams. But
the hardest.
could potentially be between Morocco and Argentina.
Yeah, exactly.
Story. I'm selling the audience here. I'm selling Philly. Like, how
They don't
great
need
is
they don't
that?
need a rematch. That one was already won decisively.
Well, I mean, it could be won decisively by the U.S. again in 2026. But no, I think Philly's so good for it could host everything.
Zach will say, went to an Aston Villa match this summer in Philadelphia. Had never been to a sporting event in Philadelphia, period. And just the trio of stadiums in that south I don't even know where I'm talking about, but was very cool and seems very one-off, unique to the city of Philadelphia, and I've never seen it before anywhere else.
EJ, who we just mentioned, will like that you're a Villa man. He's a budding Aston Villa fan.
Really?
Yes. I'm a Brighton man myself.
You and I, though, are of like minds. Let's put it that way.
All right, I will go. You know what? I'm not going to pick it because of the it's too spread out, especially the airports, and it's too cold. But I do love a Chicago. I feel like a Chicago would do well.
I
at the
thought we
Super
were
Bowl.
picking places that have actually had Super Bowls.
No, it could be anywhere.
All right, well then I would take my Tampa
but
pick back in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I took San Diego. That means
But you're
got
an
a team.
outdoor Super Bowl.
Well, San Diego
Well,
is
that's
in
what
the
I'm
winter.
taking. I'm taking London.
Oh, cool.
I mean, come on. This is this is crazy.
Why?
You can't.
Why is that crazy?
It has to be a place that's
No, this could be anywhere.
that's like me doing a fantasy football draft and taking Mike Trout, right? You can't do
Yeah,
that.
that's funny.
No, so San Diego's literally hosted a Super Bowl before. Okay, you can't pick Chicago. They never hosted.
Okay, how about Lambeau Field?
Then we're talking about Lambeau Field's never hosted a Super Bowl before. Indianapolis has hosted a Super Bowl.
You don't make the rules.
He is right now.
Yeah. We're talking about when we pitched this, I was thinking about cities that have hosted
What did
Super
you
Bowls.
take number one again?
Indy.
They've hosted
Indy.
a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indoor.
Yeah.
Gross.
You can go Minneapolis
I'm
if you
taking
want.
London.
You can go- okay. Well, then can I change my pick then?
No.
Sure.
No, it's too
Bryn
late.
Mawr.
Okay.
No, go ahead, Zach. This will be
Now,
more
once
fun.
the next pick is in, it is hard.
This will be more fun, Zach. Go ahead.
Well, actually, it's hosted it, but
He just
You can't do that.
regretted his choice
No, then
so
you know what I'll
poorly.
do?
I think you could go Dallas. Dallas is a good one. They've got
No, I was gonna say New York.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Hayden.
I was thinking.
we gotta finish this.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was originally thinking Nashville or New York. I have not been to Nashville though. Just seems like
Great
it'd be,
food city.
Yeah, it seems like they've got enough things going on.
Name a city in the world.
New York.
Great food city.
Everything's got some good food. It's on you if you
Thank
can't
you.
find some good
Hayden,
food.
thank you.
Yes.
Bo, Sheila made this debate last week. We were
Yeah.
talking to someone. I said
That's the
Nashville's a
point,
great
though.
food
You
city.
you can find great
Sheila
food
said-
anywhere.
Sheila
so
said you call every
when
soccer
you name
game
a city,
Right.
you can't just say, "Oh, great
Right.
food city." Like, oh yeah,
Right.
they got air there.
Well, I also we go on a vacation. We're there for 3 days. We've been to 6 restaurants, and we're taking that sample size and saying that this entire city
Sure.
doesn't have good food. But I'll go
Okay.
to New York. How are relations between New York and Philadelphia? I'm a West Coast guy. Good, bad, same.
I feel like it used to be more combative than it is now. What do you think?
Yeah, it's like Eli and Peyton Manning, right? I mean, Peyton gets all the hype, right? But Eli, if you really know, you respect Eli.
Zach being an Eli guy is not surprising.
I was
in
not
the
expecting
least.
Eli.
Well, I'm also a
Truther.
Peyton guy, though. So.
He's an
The
everybody
Manning
guy.
family, yes. But yeah, no, I
He's a
covered
Cooper
Eli.
guy.
I covered
First down the Giants
Bo.
beat, he walked over
Oh, yeah.
and introduced himself to Eli Manning. Like, I'm Zach Berman, gave him a real strong handshake, great to meet you. And Eli's like, who is this guy?
Eli talks after losses and not after wins.
Oh.
Yeah, so?
Accountability.
You have to respect it.
You have to respect that, yes.
All right, close us out.
Okay, favorite city in the world. I'm not picking this. Favorite city in the world, it was Paris.
Paris.
You can go across the street and
Man.
experience Paris.
My man. Thank you. It really is like the perfect city.
Oh.
But the one I'm going to pick is Charlotte because
So you don't have to leave.
March 11th, Underdog is launching their first sports book in North Carolina.
Nice. Congratulations. That's
nicely
awesome.
done.
In North Carolina. So
That's
Charlotte
awesome.
is the answer. And, David Tepper deserves something. So
And are you relocating back home anytime
I
soon?
am actually.
Are you
married.
really?
Yeah.
Wow. Good for you.
Congratulations. That's an
I
awesome
need a
accomplishment.
yard.
Brooklyn rent got too high?
I mean, it is getting higher and higher every day we speak.
Okay, well, thank you.
Anytime for you, sir.
All right, Josh Norris, Hayden Winks, Underdogs. The Philadelphia Eagles' emotional road to Super Bowl victory can be bought in stores anywhere. That is the book by Zach Berman.
And on eBay as well.
And on eBay as well. And give us the quick pitch on Underdogs.
Yeah, if you guys are into the NFL draft, free agency, and then later on your fantasy football leagues, Underdog Fantasy Football channel on your YouTube page.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys stopping by. Have a good rest of the week here at the Super Bowl. And we're back with more on PHLY.
We all silly.